Hello, friends. How are you? Okay, time to figure out how to capture. But now we need audio.
Somebody's got to think about that. And it was actually, I believe, FX that decided to
Oh,
go
there
up
we
here
go.
and grab
Okay.
the AWM. So a nice find from them. We saw them leave, and when we were looking at the map view, DK, when you were talking, I said, what on earth? It was because of this. I didn't see where the airdrop had landed, how far north it was because of our viewpoint and where we were focusing our fights. But FX leave the engagement at Museum to go get the gun. They knew they weren't going to get to the mantle break in time, so they wanted the next best thing, which is a chance, a better chance, to get the brick in future rounds when you've got the firepower of an AWM.
Yeah, but the main objective for them is going to try and get that extraction going, right? That's the only way that they are going to be able to keep it safe, though. And there's still about 10 minutes left on the match timer here, so there's a big opportunity for them to try and do exactly that. Meanwhile, it's going to be Leviathan also just going through the bases here, looking for anything they could find. They're not necessarily trying to hunt down BTH all too aggressively. They're just trying to clear out the area, but if they continue doing this, there's going to be a high chance for them to run right into the side of BTH.
There's the Pete. Or Jacko.
We are here to cheer for Team Liquid.
BTH. Trying to figure out this newly refreshed Leviathan trio actually getting cut down. Socio Legend down is bad news. Leviathan in a 3v2. Socio, luckily, is the only player that has survived before, so he's still in yellow timer. If Leviathan can win this, they could be back up to a full team of 3. But if one more player goes down and get fulled, they'll be out of this game. Oh no! An over peek and over commitment, thinking everybody's through the doors. Widow finds a freebie on 2. What a mistake from BTH, and now they're gonna have to win a 2v2. A huge engagement, and Eclipse is going massive. Leviathan was unfortunately down to a 2v3 in
The guy didn't check his coder. Unlucky.
Remaining, and FX have showed up to the party now with an AWM, looking to get a piece of the action. Where can they find a kill? Where can they find a blood, especially when the boss is harrying them from above?
Well, it is going to be all up to God to see what he can do here, as that helicopter is just absolutely relentless. It's making quite challenging for the operators on the outside here. It does seem like BTH, though, they still have a bit of a strategy, a bit of a plan to get themselves out of harm's way.
Hello, Rave.
Sure
Hi, Bozzian.
is going to be looking to do here. It might be opting to get that res to bring themselves back up to a full 3-piece here. And that is exactly what Eclipse is going to be focusing on. But we still have quite a few operators in this round, so there's still quite a few kills up for grabs.
Those are big kills from Leviathan. Reminder, they were already near the top of the leaderboard. They're only a point behind Team Liquid. The fact that they've been able to still somehow stay alive. All 3 are still on their feet, even though they've all been knocked and fulled at least once on this map. FX are playing the objective. FX grab not only the first, but now the second airdrop. And they get away with all that loot as Team Nadeshot show up to say peekaboo over the top. Make FX go to cover just to be sure that they're able to stay alive. But you can see the profits here. FX and Leviathan, the 2 big winners in terms of raw money. But
Hello, Anish. Hi,
keep
Cheryl.
reminding you of this, but 2.7 mil, 3.7 mil is 1 single point in terms of supply points. You need to get to 4 mil to get to 2, and there's the efficacy of what an AWM can do. Fernandez with an early entry knock means they're going to fly at this fight.
Yeah, that is exactly what they're going to try and pull off here, but you got to be careful, right? You don't need to push into this without the info. That is exactly what they're trying to gather now as they come full on forward. A beautiful bit of that toxic play also to be utilized. But let's see, is that going to be enough to convert the aggression here into points? They need to try and lock it in here. Oh, beautiful angle there coming through over on towards the side of Team Nate Shot. But so far,
no.
Fernandez just going to be feeling all the heat from the utility.
Yeah, crazy mollies. Crazy molly. Ah,
Is able to take down one member of FX, but then guess
that
what?
single molly cooked him.
They hear the shots. It's a signal flare to come flying into this fight. FX feel the pressure from behind, so they force in on Team Nadeshot.
That guy liked.
Blows left, right, and center, but Team Nadeshot, the first to full wipe, but FX a solo. Leviathan down to a duo. They can't get Eclipse back. Leviathan have taken trash from the trash can and somehow made a meal out of it. A ridiculous game from Leviathan to get anything out of this one. With every circumstance that they've been through, they still have, what, 5 kills at this point? A great play from Yellow Team.
Yeah, I mean, they are doing an absolutely phenomenal job, but it is not over yet. It is still going to be a slow countdown on that clock. As we know, extraction has been triggered, and it's all down to who can get themselves situated. Is anybody going to try and attempt that quick escape? We'll find out in just over a minute's time. In the meantime, though, it is going to be Fluxo down to their solo, still having that Tempest play available to themselves. Is maybe going to be opting for the bagless extract here.
Yeah, potentially bagless. You can see a minute and 20 seconds on extract down on the south. It's definitely going to be first there with their duo. Socio Legend could loot up, take those dog tags as needed, take whatever loot they can find, part weapons. You all know the drill. Get whatever you can and then play for this extract. Widow's trying to get intel. So what I was talking about, the Allure rockets. Gonna go check out the extract, see if anybody's there, but they see no one. No one's there yet. Everybody's moving at about the same time, so this rotation is actually free and clear for them. They will be met by BTH, but only once everybody gets there at the same time. And it looks like Ka is actually lagging behind, so it's actually just going to be Lord Xiaokao.
Hello, Iwi. How are you?
Legend and Widows. Here comes Ka finally looking to meet up with his teammate. Could potentially find a long-range engagement, but it's looking like 20 seconds on the clock for this extract. Leviathan pick up like 5 kills.
I there's something I don't understand. They have like a 2x scope on other guns.
Can't believe this.
And while all of this is happening, Luxor sent their AWM up towards the north for that bagless extract, trying to see if they can get themselves out of here for free. Ooh, BTH though.
Really? That guy got pre-fired. That's insane.
To the extraction, but there we have it. The silence now descends upon this round here as Leviathan have been able to successfully extract and doing so with 5.4 mil in the bag.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a mistake for BTH. It's too late. They were even throwing frags after they'd already extract. There was just a mistake or a miscommunication on the timer of how long they had to get to the extraction. They should have at least tried to share it. Like, go down. Staying alive right now really doesn't make a difference. Sure, you can use some of our other extraction points potentially. If you could hoof it, start making your way to the top of the Tower of Babel with enough dog tags. I think you've killed enough people and you should have grabbed enough. You should be able to take a dog tag extract for one of you, but we got to get a move on.
Ooh,
And
this could be...
FX, yeah, he's just going to dodge missiles to try to get out north side of the map, but man, what an interesting map.
Yeah. I was almost concerned there for FX. It almost looked like the attack helicopter was going to look to ruin the party. Fortunately, they do get the extract, and yeah, now it's all just up to who else can maybe find a little bit of something. BTH, though, are going to try and just fill up their backs with as much as they can here, and still potentially trying to consider the extracts.
Yeah, Lil Jacko could potentially, I think he's got 2 dog tags. Maybe he could get the Easter egg tag if he doesn't. Could take the 2 dog tag extract, the top of the Tower of Babel. He's kind of got to get a move on, though, if he's going to do that. Might be able to make it. But yeah, you're right. I mean, we got to pay attention to our safe boxes, try to get what we can. Without any reds, though, like, the value that you're pulling is nice to be able to rebuy kits, but that's about it. It's not going to help out your leaderboard very much, hardly at all. Truthfully, it felt like just a mistake that they didn't at least just full send the extract just outside Tower of Babel and maybe play to just share it. I mean, could have been knocked crawling and still gotten out of the map. But who knows? Maybe a little luck could be on their side here. No.
No. It doesn't seem like they are prioritizing those extracts whatsoever. Yeah, just trying to fill up the 3x3s, right? So that is going to be a pretty slim picking for them, as you said, right? Not a lot of reds really currently available. They are sitting with a decent chunk of change for the total amount of assets, right? 15.9, but that's not what they leave this round with, right? They have considerably less than that.
Yeah, this is brutal for them. And I really want to laud Leviathan with what they were able to accomplish. This was Team Nadeshot's map, front to back, no questions asked. Would find a little extra something in here if they can fit it into their safe boxes, and we'll take some spec jewels and some Pirates gold and do what we can. But end of the day, Team Nadeshot are the biggest winners on this map for sure. But Leviathan, I said it kind of crassly of making dinner out of the trash, but like that's what it felt like, man. They just somehow were always able to get their reses and still find kill after kill and extracted two. Can't believe that at all. The boys just throwing some shots down. They know their game is over. Neither were able to make it to an extraction point in time. And salute 07. We'll see you guys later. Good luck in the next round. BTH, still decent kills, still decent value. It was a bloodbath on map too, DK. I'm liking the aggression from our Americas teams here with Group C and D.
Yeah, they're definitely setting the pace, and this is what we love to see come through. I mean, not a moment of silence, right? We saw third party on third party on third party. We had a play early on. We did see Team Liquid, and of course the players there from Team Nadeshot getting into a very early fight. Of course, a lot of aggression being shown on that front as well. And then it was BTH and FX just trying to jump on anyone else they could find. And Team Nadeshot, though, they had an absolutely glorious play here, coming through with 5 kills for themselves.
Yeah, it's a big game for Team Nadeshot. It really sets them apart of the competition for 2 reasons. One, they get the first brick, so they are in a leaderboard of their own. They're at the top of the leaderboard no matter what. The rest of the points don't matter. But they also do it with 5 kills. Remember, 4 million Technicalloy, 5 kill points. That is huge for their totals. If things do go to tiebreakers later, which they certainly could,
I think I only know Team Liquid. I don't know anyone else.
Will add not only a feather to their cap, but just a ton of cash. So great to see Team Nadeshot starting things off well with the first brick. Leviathan, like I said, finding 5 kills and 2 getting out of the map. Definitely the next biggest winners. And then everybody else had okay games. Team Liquid, unfortunately, 0-0-0 across the board. They get wiped immediately by Team Nadeshot. But BTH, they do pick up a couple kills to at least make their time on the map worth it. And you'll see Ka actually as the top individual slayer.
Yeah, Ka definitely doing quite a bit over there. And of course, you know, those 3 kills definitely going to help the team out. But so does the plays coming through from Widows there, as we saw as well, right? But at the end of the day, it is going to be the heavy damage dealt here by the side of Smile, as he brought in a decent chunk of changes. You can see almost 800 damage being secured on that front. Slept also doing quite a bit of work here, right? Coming through with almost 600 damage as an individual. So yeah, Nadeshot, they were cooking out here. But now it's going to be the big one to see not only the assist, but also the amount of assets that came through. But Lord Jaco, I mean, dude was working out of here.
Yeah, nice assist for the team. They played together as a team throughout the course of the map, so no surprise to see solid assists across the board. No individual heroes on BTH. They were playing as a squad, and everything looked good from them in terms of how they were playing and where they were taking their fights until the very end. I actually quite like their rotations throughout the course of mid-map to be able to find all of those kills and assists. But top asset earners are going to come from Leviathan because they got 2 players out. It's going to be Widows and Socio Legend picking up 5.3 just from the loot that they took out of the map. That's a solid 2 points for them. Add to the total leaderboard. We've seen games, we've seen matches decided by much less than that. Widows getting our MVP because, well, he picked up a ton of that loot value and 3 kills. So and an assist for the team. Overall, very well-rounded and a difference maker for this Leviathan roster. Made a bad situation into a great one, frankly, with what they were able to accomplish on our second map of the day. So these guys might have some of the lowest playtime, technically speaking, when we were looking at all of those stats, but they have a lot of experience when it comes to this format and the scrims that they've been putting in. They've been putting in some work, and it's showing right now. Folks, you can see it down below. Let's drop a follow on all major socials here with Delta Force and the Delta Force official esports accounts. You're going to follow that X account in particular, always dropping updates about everything going on with the Delta Force Rise series. And there is an official Delta Force Rise series website as well you can check out. If you're on Twitch, it's really easy. You can scroll down to the panels and see Americas and EMEA, whichever region you want to click on, see all the teams, stats, all that type of stuff, calendar, schedule, really important, cool things going on there. But DK and I are going to take a very short break here in the booth. When we come back, we got leaderboards and we got game 3, and we're going to Tide Prison. You're not going to want to miss it.
Hello, Rasta, are you? If I need to time out Winnie, Winnie's always timed up. The skin is in the battle pass. It's a really nice skin. It's the first type of skin.
This court finds that the AI holds no legal responsibility.
But the data, this doesn't add up.
Just do what the AI
Priority. Protect company assets. Valve closed.
You destroyed our home!
That dream again.
Gabriel Mercier, codenamed N2, role, engineer. As a former nuclear facility engineer, N2 was removed from his position following a major incident that escalated into legal proceedings. He later returned to military service and was reassigned to Arctic deployment under CBR and related units. With the originally designated technical specialist unable to fulfill operational requirements, and following assessment review, N2 has been approved as a replacement operator for the subsequent operation.
Stun out. Throwing stun. Stun hit.
Does anyone know if he can shoot the stun?
Freeze right there.
I've never actually tried to shoot it before. I try to dodge it and I always get hit.
It's getting cold.
N2 is equipped with a modified grenade launcher, capable of firing up to 6 LN2 grenades. Upon impact, each round detonates and releases a burst of cryogenic gas, dealing area damage and significantly impairing enemy mobility. Sustained hits can fully immobilize targets through extreme low temperature exposure.
Cold. I can go colder.
Enemy got the mantle bricks. Find it. Stop them. Mantle bricks decoded. Nice work, operator.
The time to strike is now. Do not let me down, operator.
Decoding has begun. Defend the area.
Is about to take the first brick of the tournament. They're going to do it.
What goes around, comes around.
Not gonna do very much though. You get barrel stuff. Skydie is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
So much damage and there it is. Welcome back, Delta Force Rise Series, Day 2, Week 1, here with Americas. And unfortunately, not smiling this time, Mr. Mendo, because they had a frustrating map number 2 after a banger map 1. Map 2 was all team nade shot for a while. They won the early engagement.
They're all
Team
locking in
Liquid.
now.
They
I
get the
believe in
mana brick
them.
starting to decode. And then they just get the brick. Everybody else fights on the outside of it. So they pick up 5 squad points in total from that rep. But they also got the mantle brick, so it doesn't matter what everybody else has. They're at the top.
Yeah, they're sitting pretty, right? They're feeling comfortable, and now it's all going to be down to who can look to contest it. But of course, we're going to have to wait a little while.
What
to
am I
see exactly
eating?
what is gonna be
Watermelon.
happening here. Leviathan, though, I like the fact that they are just focusing quite a bit on the aggression. 10 of those skill points already secured for them here. But I think that it's kind of important to mention that the teams need to find the balance, especially once we get over onto Space City, right? The balance between going for the kills and also then getting that decode successful, right? That is going to be, I think, the key factor that could drive the teams to success here, because we've been seeing quite a few teams not really caring too much about what's happening with the mantle brick.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Tide Prison's an interesting map for many reasons, one of which, though, is the comp meta, if you will, for operators. One, you're going to see probably some double Noxes, and if not double Noxes, you'll at least see one per map, or per team, rather, on this map, because there's a lot of corridors, there's a lot of sneaking around, and there's a lot of times where you can make your footsteps silent and catch some teams unaware. So you're definitely going to see Nox. You will also absolutely see Hatclaw. Those are the two that make the most appearance on this map. And then you do see Morse occasionally as well. And I think it's a good operator for this map because you can kind of sniff out some of these sneaky Noxes. So it's a nice counterplay, but Nox, Morse, and it looks like Viren kind of enters into the third position, mostly because you just kind of can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I think,
44%
again,
pick rate.
another one of those crawling topics, right? Because we do have a lot of those tight corridors coming through, and especially looking at the spawn locations, this is where the teams need to be very tactful as to how they look to play through this one, right? We could see quite a bit of contention coming through here as we have those T1 spots also again being up for grabs to see who is going to be finding themselves in those. But it is going to be go time as we are prepping ourselves, and I mean, again, the teams are going to be playing an eco round, so we're not expecting to see a whole lot of gold, armor, or even ammo being utilized in this round.
No, definitely not. You won't see anybody kind of waste some of that value, especially because you can only buy gold ammo once during the course of the competition. Must use those lucky wooden sculptures that nobody seems to have gotten yet. So in general, this is going to be all about eco, and it's going to be all about kills. You've already been hyping up how much kills matter. Let's see who gets the first. Team Nadeshot, Team Liquid, Leviathan all close by, but Leviathan first to abscond and run away from a potential engagement. Get the heck out of here. Tide Prison has a lot of verticality to it and a lot of creepy corridors. Team Liquid finding the first coffee beans on the map.
Let's see where they go.
345k. But it looks like Leviathan's going to go play on the southern side and potentially being a bang out here with MW immediately at the doorway, meeting them on the south side. Wardens off, it's really important because it also is one of those lucky wooden sculptures, but also get some really good loot. Watch out for that.
Yep. Loot is important, but let's see who is going to look to prioritize a bit of that aggression. Ooh. Gotta watch out for the flamethrowers as well, though, right? I mean, I knew I said things are gonna heat up, but that's not the way I meant it. So let's see how the teams are gonna look to get themselves positioned through this. I like the fact that the Vitan are definitely looking to commit to the quick play here over in towards Warden, right? I mean, MW, they backed off quite a bit.
Yeah, it wasn't a fight that they could really take without playing through the doorway, which is just
A
a
little
death
bit.
sentence, so
Oh, I thought it was going to be bust.
I'd be curious to
Oh,
see how
gold
this thing
bar is
wraps
not
up.
bad.
And if they do engage with each other at all. Nice gold bar there from Socio Legend. Again, we're looking for eco. We're looking for economy so that our kits going into the first Mantle Brick round would be nice. But speaking of economy, these kills are humongous. BTH picking up Pildora. Mad Win backed off of the fight against Leviathan and right into the loving arms of
This guy's
BTH.
so overextended.
And again, double knocks seems to pay off, but MW has answered back. It's going to be a 2v2. Rapid gets a little damage onto him. He's going to have to back up as well, but the eco and utility are landing for the side of both of these teams, actually. MW, pretty weak, into a 2v1 there, and BTH are going to clean up MW. A nice team wipe yet again. DK, I'm going to be honest, BTH, they're really good at team fights. They're winning a lot of these engagements. If they can piece it all together, this is a squad to watch out for.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen them come through with those third bodies over on Bragesh, so it's no surprise to see them keeping that same kind of pacing, that same consistency going here as well. But it's all going to be up to whether or not they can sustain that, right? That is going to be the big question I'm going to be looking to have answered here today. But for the time being,
They're playing Saniva. Let's go.
Like LAB is going to start to leave the Warden's office there and go on a little bit of a stroll potentially. But for FX, they might be zip lining up into a bit of a surprise here.
It's always fun to see the surprises that you can find on Tide Prison. I told you it was sneaky. And it looks like a full trade, actually. Team Nadeshot lose one, FX lose one. And Smile was so far away because they weren't expecting this either. They weren't expecting FX to zip up here in position where they'll be able to get their res, though. It's slightly more favorable than what FX has to do. Their body is at the top of the zip. No chance they can get up that thing without getting gunned down by Team Nadeshot. So they're going to try to wrap all the way around and potentially play this fight from a different angle, or at the very least, just stay alive and try to do something else on the map. That's a lost cause.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta, let go of your losses and try and make...
Taking that zip is kind of insane.
Speaking of plays, though, it's gonna be Team Liquid just
I
above
love
the
Frost.
water as they start to
Ah,
creep
Koshi.
up. They got FX just up ahead of them. They have a pretty good sense of where they could be looking to spot them. As you can see, quite a bit of caution coming through from Mendo. But now it's just up to finding those exact angles.
Team Liquid looking to get a little lucky on some of these shots, but holding FX here means that Team Nadeshot, no questions asked, can get this res. And there you do see all three up. And they're just standing on the body of FX, saying, please try to come get your friend. It's like maybe Leviathan will come look at Team Liquid here in a little while. FX is in a really bad spot right now. Player down. They can't actually rotate out from underneath Team Nadeshot without running into Team Liquid. They can't go back to Team Nadeshot because they have to zip up for it. Like, what do you do?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Hello, about thank you.
Gotta flip
You
the coin.
gotta hope somebody gets bored, I guess.
Yeah, I think maybe just a coin flip, right? That could maybe be an option here. Is it going to be a wise call? No, most likely not, right? But they're going to have to figure something out here. In the meantime, Team Liquid, they are going to move up. They do come in with a beautiful Saniva setup, and that is actually a bit of a flex play here, I'd say, from them, right? Saniva on Tide is a very strong operator, and I think a lot of times he's partially overlooked.
Well, FX have made their choice. It's the only choice they could make was actually rotate back towards Team Liquid, and kind of great timing for them in their rotation. They're able to skip by part of Team Liquid, and they're going to meet them in a slightly more favorable position. Mindo's actually getting gunned right now, and so Camiosa is just trying to find the angle on him, maybe to be able to knock Mindo and make this an even fight, 2v3. But you're right. Saniva, a dangerous operator in a couple circumstances on operations, and this is one of them. Tight corridors, and there's a guy with a shield, and he's got a grapple gun that can pull you in and then beat you down. I mean, it's scary out here, especially when your team has player advantage. It's like a 2v2, except you have a walking barrier that you can walk behind to cover you. I'd be blown away if Team Liquid doesn't win this fight.
Yeah, I think the only saving grace is that, you know, Saniva's shield is not something that you can keep up for the entire span of the play here. So there is a few opportunities for them to try and maybe capitalize on the moment when that shield is.
They should just push up here, I think.
FX, they have really slim
I think there's something I don't understand. Because if you can land the hook there, that's free. That's a free pick. They're waiting for... Oh, they have the hook.
We saw the player kind of float above the ground for a moment because he was getting grappled but couldn't get there. There's the beatdown. There's the knife kill for Team Liquid. A funny interaction, but it's actually extremely useful. Beat him down, knife, and save your ammo for the next engagement. Looking for anything, FX, unfortunately.
Let's go.
Can't hardly get a win. My goodness, what a brutal round for FX. That was just a matter of time. Unless Team Liquid scammed, FX was in such a terrible position. There was nowhere for them to rotate to. It's not often in these maps where actually
very
can't move,
good.
and FX found themselves in one of the only quagmires there is, which was between Team Nasha at the top of Zip, or right into the hands of Team
I think they
Liquid
were
on
waiting for
32.
cooldowns.
A brutal position.
That's
Yeah,
why
but Leviathan wanted to
they
use this action,
didn't
thinking
push.
maybe there's
Because
a
if
little
they
fight going
didn't show
on. Let's take a
the...
peek over here. Let's go peek over here.
That
Let's go see what we can
cutscene.
find. And now Team Liquid in the exact same spot FX was, except they've got a full team of 3, and one of those is a Saniva.
Yeah, I mean, talk about putting yourself in between a rock and a hard place, right? I mean, the receiving side of that Saniva shield is not where you want to be. So let's see how this is going to play out here now for Leviathan, as they are now trying to step on up. They put down the scanners so they know exactly where to look for Team Liquid. But this is a very bold call coming through here from Leviathan, right? Sending a solo up onto the front line. Yes, there is a little bit of backup coming through from Widows, but Widows is running back and forth between Eclipse and Socio. So there's quite a bit of an angle that he needs to be very aware of.
No.
Yeah, I wonder if Team Liquid is regretting their choices. I mean, they got almost a team wipe. They got 2 out of 3 of the players on FX, which forced a team wipe, so can't be too mad about that. But now, I mean, they're just stuck. You've got to get a knock. You're not going to get it on Team Nadeshot, who's still holding the top of the Zip. They still hear shooting down below. They still hear noise. There's no reason for them to leave either. This is an eco round, and what's the best way to get eco? Kills, folks. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. So you just stick and wait. A couple things happening off screen, but for now, this is the most important fight. It's 3 teams. 2 that can fight. Mindo goes down.
Wait, that's crazy.
You see the comms come flying in. We have
That guy
to
just
win this.
pre-fired
We've
the
got an
other one.
advantage. Hot, Sick, and Boy gonna have to be heroes now, and maybe just gonna immediately stick to res. Maybe potentially Leviathan not able to move as fast as they want. While off screen, we've got some loot coming down from our airdrop. Nice pickup there.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice little bit
no.
of a Rolex flex. This is
No.
onto Team Liquid, right? I
He
mean, you gotta give it up to
unequipped the
Leviathan.
shield.
This is exactly the kind of way to push in onto the position here. So I think they didn't
That's
stand up
so
job, but now,
unlucky.
of
And
course,
more.
then it is going to be nade shot.
Leviathan just wiped 2 full teams. That was the craziest turn of events yet again for Leviathan. I told you these guys were
Oh,
stars
they
in the making.
could.
And they just picked up 6 kill points and 4.8 mil just from the kills, and they're all still up. Really unfortunate timing for Team Nadeshot. They thought there was no way with the amount of shots that were fired that the fight was done down below, and they were hoping to catch somebody by surprise. But Leviathan had just already full wiped Team Liquid and were fully healed up. They were able to take that fight with ease. It was a free kill. And after all that patience, Team Nation only walked away with 1 single kill and a little bit of loot thrown in safe boxes. What a weird tight prison. we're down to 3 teams.
Yeah. But now the big question is, who's going to be able to extract? Let's take a look back at how this all unraveled.
That's so unlucky. The rough.
I mean, absolute pinpoint shots hitting it through the smoke. And then Team Nadeshot just delivering themselves on a platter.
Oh, it's hilarious.
That's so unlucky.
Which I think they are. Socio11 was fixing
I
his
think
headphone when they dropped down on him.
Hot Sing maybe should have pulled the body all the way to the zip.
And they just immediately got the trades. Like,
because a zip has 2 sides, I think.
For them to be in. We're down to 2 teams. MW's been off.
That's very unlucky.
There was maybe just saw them there for a second, but it's just BTH and Leviathan, and they're both full teams of 3. So right now it is.
Because that's the side Mendo got knocked from, so she knew someone was there.
Is ongoing right now. That's going to give these players an opportunity to get either the AWM, the OM, or the M82. Which again is a huge boon going into especially Space City maps. And it does look like BTH have completed that, so there they go. They get Pua ammo. They're going to get the OM. Ton of value for Space City. But a ridiculous amount of profits for Leviathan, and they should be able to extract here as well. This Americas region here for C and D have been much more aggressive.
Yeah, I mean they've definitely chose violence over anything else here. But so far, I mean, it does seem like Leviathan are going to be able to get that fast southern extraction as they are now starting to move into position, just waiting for that timer to go down.
Like if the shield was down, you just hook the body into the back.
Leviathan leave, they are free to extract, right?
And then you burn Aaron's util
wherever that extract will be, but I don't know if they know that.
Well, I think the only thing they don't know is just like how many teams are left. They're saying it. Leviathan saw a ton of boxes, so they've got a pretty good idea. BTH, not so sure. But we'll get to the extraction point with ease. On the south side of the map. And Widows will get here first just to clear the pathway, and Socio Legend from the top side is looking for anybody rotating this direction, thinking somebody else has got to be challenging this, right? And they want to keep high ground. But no, they're alone down here, at least for a while. I don't know if BTH are going to come all the way down here. They may just, like you had mentioned, maybe pull some levers to get out through some of the pipes, but I don't know what they'll end up doing with about 4 minutes on the clock. They have time to extra.
They don't have time to pull.
Just trying to maximize.
They don't time to pull, no? As is different.
Then make their way wherever they
as in called like esports. Because the lever should be in
on the south.
5 minutes.
Clear for an extract. BTH on the north.
Oh, they're sending one person out first.
So both teams are going for a bit of a swim, it seems. Right? Just want to cool off after all that sweaty engagements they found themselves in. As you can see, Socio, they're just going for a straight-on splash here. Partially flying down the zip and kind of just going for a little bit of an airborne approach. But, I mean, this is a good play coming in from either one of these 2 teams, right? They are going to be potentially leaving with quite a bit of value here, as we do see Toot going for that bagless extract. The rest of BTH now having to figure out what their play will be.
Yep, you get one player out. Gonna grab. Definitely Toot had the AWM on them. Be able to keep that in hand since it's bagless. Make sure you get out of the map with that. And it looks like Leviathan, thinking there's more players to be found, they're going to send 2 out, and their third didn't have a ton of loot they desperately needed. Wants to stay on the map and maybe play spoiler to whoever's left on the map. So they'll go looking around to not only find potentially some loot, but maybe a body or 2. again, a single kill could be the difference between you getting second or third or fourth, and that matters in group stages. And they are just missing each other.
And it's also $50.
Yeah, true. Hey, we'll take any cash we can get our hands on.
I mean, looking at the kill counts, though, we do see BTH, they are currently only sat on 3, where we did see Leviathan, they're all the way up to 6, right? So they've definitely been capitalizing on a lot of the chaos that we've been seeing here, right? But of course, a lot of those kills did come in from the takedowns that they got over on Team Liquid, and of course, the players then from Team Nadeshot. So no surprise really in that department. As you can see there, Socio contributing 3 kills to the board here. Widows could maybe look to find 2 more as well, right? Also putting him up onto 3. So this could still be an opportunity for them to go a little bit crazy, but there is a major gap currently between them and, of course, where BTH currently is situated.
Couple quick notes, too. I mean, BTH, not surprised to see them be pretty kill-heavy in general in this map and in other maps. They've been finding really great team fights. Thinking back to the scrims that they played, they tied for second most in the entire scrims, and unfortunately I was hyping them up and we're losing to Raven. He's scary though. You gotta make sure you don't die to the boss on the map. But 20 kills, they tied for second most. And on day 3, they played in a couple of them. Day 3 of the scrims, in both maps 6 and 7, they had 6 kills apiece. They wiped 2 full teams in both maps. They played. These guys can slay out. Just a matter of getting the wins, and they are
that was crazy.
fun on the map, dying to the boss after all that.
If esport players are dying to the boss, then it's not my fault. I want to point that out.
That's the reason why
Pro players dying to the same boss on the esports stage. That is not me.
Imagine Widow takes him down as manages to actually take down Raven, right? I mean, those could have been 2 kills coming through from the side of BTH, but not quite sure if anything is going to happen at this point. We still see the boss just lurking in the background there. Is pretty low in health, so this could be a nice little bit of bragging rights. Yep, there we have it. Widows makes it look effortless.
What a weird way to end a pretty hot map. Tide Prison. It always
Yes,
surprises
Christmas
you, man.
lights.
And not only you can get
In
jump
July.
scared, trying to zip up, but also a team gets sandwiched between Team Liquid and Team Nadeshot gets killed, and then Team Liquid becomes the middle of that sandwich. They get killed. Leviathan finding a ton more kills on the map. They've got a crazy amount of kill points. BTH swinging around the map trying to find anybody. Can't find anybody after their early engagement. Tide Prison. Some fun stuff here at map number 3, but it's going to be Leviathan that come out on top. They pick up 2 full team wipes. That is 6 kills, folks. 4.8 mil, 6 kill points, and they get 5.4 mil out of the map. That is a gigantic map for them. Everything working out well for Leviathan. Luck is on their side today, and their skill is, I guess, making that luck. I don't know.
Yeah, they were definitely cooking up quite a bit here. But of course, right, they had that successful extraction in the over on Brackesh, now going in towards Tide, having another good run as well. So things are looking pretty decent indeed for them. And yeah, they have the kills to back it up. 6 kills going their way. BTH picking up the 3. We do see Team Liquid walking away with 2 here. But Fluxo and Nadeshot only finding themselves 1. And unfortunately for MW, that early push coming through from BTH towards them didn't really allow them to get all that much happening in this round.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate eco round for MW. Everybody else found a little bit of value, but Socio Legend found the most. 3 total kills, ton of value just for him into his bank account. Nice little 2.4 mil, and BTH finding 2 there. Tute finding 2 and finding the AWM as well. Remember, they did extract through Bagless, so the only member of their team not to die to Raven. FX, solid damage there from Tamiyazo. And Socio Legend popping up on this as well. And Slep does put up 406 damage in general. He was kind of the entry fragger against that original engagement with FX. Probably threw some shots down against Team Liquid, but Yeah, some decent rounds. Widow's finding some solid assists for the team. Leviathan playing well together, and you see all Leviathan on all of the assists because they all fought together and found a ton of kills.
Yeah, I mean, assistance definitely going a very long way, and those 6 kills amounting to quite a bit for them. But as we look at our top assets owners, we do see Eclipse and Social Legend also still making it out with a decent bit of bank there. Toot also tooting his own horn, right? 2.7 mil is going to serve quite well for the squad, but it's all going to come down to what they can do stepping into round number next. But before we get there, we got to take a look at our MVP. It's none other than Social Legend coming through with those 3 operator kills, 2 million in the bag, and of course then 441 damage and a very heavily assisted hand coming in there as well. So yeah, Leviathan definitely doing quite a bit of work in this past round.
Yeah, I mean, things were kind of handed them on a silver platter to some degree. They get that entry knock on Team Liquid when they had them trapped, and that worked out well. And then, of course, when Team Nadeshot just jumped down the zip line, made either a mistake or a full sin, thinking there was still a fight going on, they just walked into the barrels of their opponents. So, well earned, certainly, from Leviathan, and the ability to get out of the map means they easily had the best game here on Tide Prison. But we're going to take a very short break here in the booth. When we come back, yes, leaderboard as we prepare for our first Space City map, but also another brick round. And we've got a team on match point. This could be the end. You never know.
That's what I don't like about how this is structured. It's like, it's match points so quickly. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at something like League of Legends or Valorant, that, like, the format is like you play the entire time and then it's match point. But here it's like it could be match point by like game like 4, you know? Like game 4 match point out of 7 games? Kind of insane. Everyone's also using A as Val.
Play Recon and Smokes for my team. A little over a year ago, Mendo just messaged me one day on Discord and just asked if we were both kind of bored and looking for a game to play, and he just asked if I wanted to play Delta Force, and I guess here we are now. I've been heavily addicted to it ever since. Yeah, the roster is myself, Mendo, and Boy, with Precision as the sub. Mendo's kind of come from all over the place in terms of shooters. He's played Overwatch. I know he dabbled a lot in Counter-Strike and Valorant, and did a little bit of Apex as well. So he's kind of been around the block. Precision and Boy were his friends in Valorant, so he brought them along. He thought he got them into Delta Force as well, and kind of caught them up to speed on the game and taught them how to play it. So we're kind of all around from all over the place, and playing together this game has been very interesting because it feels like a fusion of like our backgrounds with theirs, and it's really cool. I think the biggest thing that sets our team apart is experience. I've been to very many lands, couple as a player, mostly as a coach, but I have the experience. I know what it's like. And Mendo and Boy have also been competing in FPS for a very long time, so I think we have a lot of more experience than most rosters, at least right now. I think I'm most proud of just because we have that experience. It's mostly, I really enjoy the fact that when things go bad, like horribly wrong in practice and scrims, like we all have the experience to know that no one's, insulting each other or yelling at each other. We all just want to get better at the game, and there's a mutual respect there. And I think that's a really important thing for teams. I've only played in one Delta Force tourney so far. I played with Equal and Nowhere a little while back, and I had only played for like 3 days prior, so I was definitely a little bit nervous because it's a new territory for me. But Nowhere got picked off very early in a Space City game, and I was left alone behind like the planters against the wall for like by Westgate for at least like a minute, just pretty much fending for my life. I was on my own. I managed to get out, kill one person, and then we also rotated around and we res nowhere, and I think we won that game to win the tournament. So it was a pretty crazy game and probably one I'll remember for a while. I mean, it's got to be the clutch 1v3s. Even like a year later, they still feel good every single time, especially when it's against really good players and you can tell. There's nothing quite like it when your teammates die early, but you happen to kill every single player on the team. It's like I said, even a year later, it gets the adrenaline pumping. I think we could probably win pretty easily. There's some competition in A for sure, but I think we are just a group of hard workers that are constantly trying new things, and we have our eye on the prize and we know how to get there, and we work well enough together as a team that we can, despite us being later to the game, I think our experience can carry us a lot throughout this tournament.
I feel like he makes a really good point because, like, content-wise, like, there's only so many angles, right? After you learn them, you don't really need, like, you don't really need anything too crazy. Hello, Purple.
Decoding has begun. Defend the area.
What goes around comes around.
Not gonna do very much. You get barrel stuff. Skydie is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
There we go. There it is. Welcome back, Delta Force Rise Series, Day 2, Week 1, Americas, and we're moving into our first Space City round, and I'm pumped to see another mantle brick on the map. Listen, I like eco rounds, and so
Yeah, I don't know what they could do to change it, but, like, it feels very strange that it's a match point after 3 games.
Shot at the top, DK, but Leviathan on 27 squad points because they have 16 kills in 3
Maybe
maps.
they just
That
need
is
to remove the
ridiculous.
first mantle brick.
Even though we did
Thoughts?
see Raven going down,
Because if you have the first mantle brick, right, then it's like kind of strange that you to match points in round 4. Or maybe high value, maybe? I think they might think it's like a high value thing.
This could be their opportunity to wrap things up early, but based on what we've seen so far, you know, just looking back over onto that past tight prison, I don't know if they can change it up. They could maybe look to play the upset here, but of course, speaking about operators, this is where we are going to be seeing quite a few of those Tempests now stepping out onto the field itself to show us who means business and who's going to try their hand at getting a cheeky quick extract, especially with these T1 spawns.
Yeah, let's talk about T1 spawns went to Team Nadeshot and MW, so neither of those two teams could get the T1 spawns there at Westgate and Employee Passage 2. I think that's worth noting, but at the same time with Space City, man, sometimes you just put your head down and sprint at the point, sprint at the mantle brick, and you might get there first even if you're not a T1 spawn. We all know the Westgate spawn is a little bit dangerous depending on what the team at Dormitory does, so watch out for that early engagement as well. Make sure you smoke it correctly, dodge a few arrows, dodge some triple blasters or whatever util comes your way. You should be fine. First to the brick doesn't always get the brick, but in Space City, sometimes it does. Watch out for Tempest. We know that FX already used one of their Tempests. I would expect them not to have a Tempest in this round. FX is going to play probably more Engineers, a little bit slower, more contained, more zoning off. And in general, looks like I am right. We've got no Tempest for FX. Everybody else running the first Tempest.
It's always like you knew these things in advance, right? It's like great predictions.
I feel like everyone runs Tempest because without Tempest, it's really hard to take the brick.
Trickle in here, as you can see, none coming through for the
Like, is Smoke Tempest
as they
roll
try to
in?
spray over on towards that west bridge all the way from dormitory, but unfortunately for them, right, Team Nation, they have been able to sneak on in, but look at that full-on rush just heading over on towards the Mantle Brick. I mean, we've got Leviathan moving in, we've got BTH moving in, we've got Team Liquid moving in, 4 squads descending down upon just that one single Mantle Brick.
Yet again, FX surprised me because they don't have Tempest. They're not going for the brick. They're actually going to play Central Command, top side of the map. Everybody else, like you mentioned, going for the brick. Even MW going to be showing up to the brick a little bit late there in the green, off to the side. But quick look at the gear. Leviathan also bringing in all gold. Does look like Team Nadeshot going to be doing a lot of the same. Team Nadeshot want to end it right here. In the meantime, Team Liquid are pulling ridiculous loot. Boy pulls 2 million in reds, and we're pulling coffees, while Leviathan's trading bullets to their teammates to make sure they're ready to go with that AWM. Wow, okay. Hey, listen. It's a game about kills, but a little
Big
bit of loot here and
dollars.
there goes a long way.
It's almost turning into a game of coffee as well, right? With the amount of coffee beans we've been seeing come out of here just today, it is looking pretty good, pretty great. But now it's all down to what the teams are going to look to do. And of course, we're just waiting for those Tempest cooldowns to kind of run their course, as now is where we could be seeing quite a bit of that action coming through as the ultis are ready.
Yeah, watch out for Tempest going for the brick. Nobody has touched it yet. Everybody's setting up in a position they feel more comfortable in. MW not too worried about the Mantle Brick yet, thinking somebody else is going to grab it first. We didn't have a priority spawn, and that's exactly what's happening. Leviathan been playing extremely aggressive throughout the course of today's competition. And I say this phrase often when it comes to Mantle Brick rounds. Fortune sometimes favors the bold. For Leviathan, that was about as free as it gets, and they immediately plant. This is a very fun decoding station. Get a chance to see how the teams hold it down. It does look like immediately red. Team Nadeshot making a lot of noise as they try to play from underground. As they come up the stairs, immediately shots are fired, but they'll back up. Going to make sure that they're all able to stay alive. You do see Slep go down, but that's with the Tempest ult, so should be no problem. Unless Socio Legend can find an angle, which I don't think he can. Does find an angle on MW, though, who over-peeks through the windows, thinking, can they shoot through this? I don't know. Yeah, you certainly do know. You got crazy amount of hours in this game. Just a mistake. MW gonna have to back off and hopefully keep their players alive.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's not looking all too risky for MW just yet. They do have quite a bit of decent coverage to try and bring themselves back on their feet. But I am a lot more intrigued as to what could be happening here. Quick look back at how it all went. Leviathan definitely trying to back quite a bit of heat here, and this was that play descending down upon MW. Quick shot through the window, but not too much of a send though.
Team Liquid finding a few more reds off screen, but the main action is around the decoding station. Do see that MW are underneath. Leviathan still in control of the decoding station. You know the minimap doesn't look that way. Team Nadeshot right underneath, 2 members of Leviathan, the other on the opposite side, holding ramp. Talk about ramp being a win condition for holding this decoding station. There's 3 teams here, but Leviathan are in complete control. Feeling relatively safe where they're positioned. ETH could make this a lot more difficult. If somebody starts playing over the storage crates,
Yeah, baby.
Leviathan don't actually have a true hold anymore because Eclipse is no longer safe out in the open holding ramp.
It's going to be a risky play, right? Whichever way you look at it here, but it doesn't seem like BTH is going to be looking to do all too much just yet. So for the time being, Leviathan, decent setup here, but it is going to be up to Team Nadeshot to see if they can make anything happen with regards to this Vandal Break, right? They already have one in the bag. If they want to end it early, they're going to have to try and push, but now it's going to be MW starting a little bit of action here.
Just need to play safe and find the angle on the decoding station. The hard part for MW is this. Their access point to get up to Leviathan is up these stairs, which is going to be right past Team Nadeshot. So MW's got to make a choice. Do we want to go outside, work our way around, try to come up ramp, or do we want to work our way through 2 full teams to get to the decoding station? We don't really have time for that. There's 70 seconds on the clock right now to steal the brick. And finally, Team Liquid are joining the edge of this fight. No, Team Nate overextends. Socio Legend getting extremely aggressive because he's using Tempest ult. Finds one, finds two, dropping down. Not able to get the full and will get traded out. But Crisp gets fulled. So Smile gets back up on his feet, but here comes Team Liquid on the backside of MW. MW heard the shot, MW wanted to move, but now they're getting shot in the back, they can't. Team Liquid invest their Tempest ult. Gonna be on CD. And MW don't really have anywhere to go. They need to fight Team Liquid. They need to go outside. This is best case scenario for Leviathan. Leviathan just gets to sit here and take another free brick. They're first, but the second free brick, I don't think anybody's going to hit this decoding station unless it's BTH on top of storage containers.
I mean, that could be a play, right? As you can see, they are starting to move on forward, but whatever they choose to do, they have to be really quick about it because the timer is running out. We're down to just under 20 seconds, and this could be exactly that mad dash now coming through from the side of BTH. They start to push on forward. Toot now getting very, very close, almost getting his hands on it, but so far still being denied access. He gets all right up close and personal, but not going to be close enough.
Nobody can wipe all of Leviathan. Leviathan will still stand alive and stand with the brick. They're going to be joining Team Nate at the top of the leaderboard, and then now all hell's going to break loose. Bodies are falling left, right, and center. BTH finally shooting back against Leviathan. Leviathan down to a solo. MW joined the party, taking down two members of Team Nadeshot as well. Team Nadeshot able to answer back, and now it's Slep.
Yeah, without Tempest ult, it's impossible to take it.
Because he's got a couple players hot on his heels. BTH find Widows. Leviathan die, but they got the brick. That's all they wanted. Everything's good in the Leviathan camp. They got a ton of squad points. They have so many kills on the map in general. This is a great map for them, and now it's a bloodbath to see who's going to be joining the ranks. In third place is really where they can find themselves on the leaderboard.
Well, I mean, third place, not the worst place to be, as we are only now on round number 4, but I mean, you want to try and climb up that as best you can, but look at the spray of the Team Liquid getting absolutely evaporated as FX is just so relentless with the charge here. And of course, so much now happening all across the board.
There's just nowhere they could go. They lost their smokes.
Position here. But BTH, though, there is still
They
a
couldn't get at.
opportunity for them to try and find quite a bit of value in this round. I mean, they've got 20 points in the bag. FX also to look to capitalize 13 points. Not too much of a gap between them and that third place finish. But I'm going to be looking at Nateshot, right? They still have one player in the mix that is going to be slept. But can he actually find something to creep closer to Leviathan?
Anything Slep can find, especially one, he's got to get the full here, and he's able to do just that. Anything he can find is a win. Remember, he's going to be up there in first or second place, depending on, really unfortunate timing, but a little bit of help from MW. Right when he could have died, Pildora is able to trade out BTH. Slep is still alive, but he's got footsteps right on his heels. I don't think he knows where to go. It's utter chaos around him. He should fall here, no problem. As FX trap him amidst two, he's almost able to get another, but down goes Team Nadeshot. We'll take what we can get. But in the meantime, Leviathan should take top of the leaderboard pretty handedly since Slep didn't find a crazy amount of value and potentially get out. It was the only way they could close the gap in terms of points. Now trying to tie for first should put them well within second place. So now we look back towards who's going to be in third place. Probably going to be the winner of this map. Everybody else is decently close in points. And these kills have a ton of value, especially when a team like BTH are bringing in golds, much like a couple of the other rosters.
Now let's see who's going to be able to lock this one out. BTH Lord for Toot. I mean, not too much of a challenge, but it's going to be a very kind of separated approach that he needs to try and take here if he wants to survive this. But MW right here in front of him is going to help alleviate quite a bit of the pressure coming through from the side here of FX. Not sure who's going to be the next one to take this engagement, but it is going to be a potential standoff for BTH to try and capitalize on. I mean, FX, this could be their ticket as well, right? They could really look to lock in the aggression here, get those kills secured. And the same goes for MW. It's all going to be down to who gets their hands on the shots first. A beautiful play. It's going to be through here from Toot. Finds quite a bit of decent damage. Not enough to convert it into a takedown just yet. He's going to follow it up, though, here as Fernandez. He's going to start to try and advance. And a very slow and steady play coming through from the side of FX.
They're staying patient because they have a full team of 3 up, and they have a really good position. This would be a nade for the ages if we can land it correctly. MW have been extremely resilient in all of these engagements. Still have all 3 up as well. BTH down to a solo. 3v1. FX in a fairly powerful position, but Rapids does have a very powerful gun, and he tries to take his time, and sometimes when you take too much time, misaligned shot, and a miss there is extremely expensive for the side of MW. Ooh. Oh, especially when you get sniped right back, gold ammo, right to the dome. Fernandez gets the early knock and thinks they have a free and clear push onto an engagement that they have player advantage on, but Pildora's got a great wrap that is immediately sniffed out. Yes, it's with the tip assault, and he goes into what could be safety, but he should get cleaned up no problem. MW tried to make a big play, and unfortunately, I think they're going to be down to a duo that are about to get sent by a full team of 3, and maybe Toot comes and joins this fight because he hears the gunpowder.
Yeah, you can see Toot is just kind of waiting for his time, right? He's just trying to time that play to perfection. But in the meantime, Toot is going to maybe try and bring one of his teammates back into the fight. We'll see whether or not that is going to be a thing, but I don't think that is going to happen as everybody's now gone to X's, and it's all up to Toot to try and carry the torch moving forward. But a good exchange up ahead of him here, as you can see FX and MW expending so much of their resources right here. Still have 6 minutes left on the clock, so there's still quite a bit that could take place.
Still some decent engagements that matter. Going for the lever pulls to start this extraction. It's a win to get the kills, and Toot's going to find a freebie. Listen, I know we like to kill rats. Fortunately, sometimes the rats do get paid. They find a little bit of cheese. And that's a kill point. That's 800K for Toot. It was the only play he could make. He's got to be a rat as a solo on a map with trios left. Find what he can. He can't even res his teammates. Slow-paced gameplay. These points matter. Talk about tiebreakers. Talk about squad points, kill points, all of that. Yes, mana breaks matter the most, but for the first time... Oh, this time gets punished on the peak. But for the first time in Delta Force kind of operations history, placement matters in every match you play. So these points are really valuable.
Yeah, take a quick look back at how this shot landed here. As you can see, Rapid scoped in. Bam!
Bang!
Lands the head, and out they go. Beautiful play coming through here from Rapid. But of course, there's still a few eliminations up for grabs here, right? There's still FX in this round here. So curious to see just how they are going to look to tackle this, as FX is going to try and bring themselves back up to full form. And that could definitely help them advance further up the board. But there's only 2 kills available, so they're going to have to find a way to make that count.
And Loud was able to pull that 2.1 mil red off of, I think it was, might have been Team Liquid that died with it. I had to look back. There's a lot going on when that was pulled, but 2.1 mil added is a single extra point. It's like finding another kill on the map in late game. Great value add.
Why, if he found it on a body, why didn't he just put it in the safe box? 2x3? Take out your repair kit.
And right now, it's just about maximizing that loot value. There it is. Not sure why that wasn't in a... Maybe that was the team that found it. There's no way that wasn't in a safe box when it was found. I wonder if that team actually was the one that found it, and they were just optimizing their safe boxes.
Yeah, it's strange comms.
That's probably what happened.
Could be.
Black box.
I was like, there's no way.
2x3, 2.1 mil. Shoot. I need this type of RNG in my life.
Yeah, yeah. Where's this loot when you are looking for it? I mean, okay, so it was Team Liquid. Boy, actually picked it up.
Oh, you found it in the back. How was that not in a safe box? Interesting. I wonder if maybe they found it and immediately were in engagement. I'll need to watch back Devondre the Braves figure that one out. That's a tough call. Maybe somebody in chat picked up on why. If Boy was the one that found the black box, unless there was 2 that was found. No way, right?
Yeah, no, I've only seen the one. Because Team Liquid, so they found the black box, and then Mendo found the coffee. Right, the coffee beans.
All right,
outside
we'll,
of that,
we'll figure it out during the break. Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I don't know how this team was able to pick it up in the late game then. Maybe was prioritizing ammo in the safe box. Kept it in the bag, but... All right, last engagement over the extraction, folks. As much as we like to watch players loot, this last fight's going to be a fun one. Could be a shared extraction if they're not careful. We got 1 minute 40 seconds on the clock. 20-second spread between game clock and extraction. Only place to get out of the map right now. Especially when you want this fight and you want these points.
This is essential for MW to try and get those kills, right? That's the only way that they are going to be able to lock it in. But FX just denied all of that happening here. Quick place though.
No.
And that is rapid down FX. They are going to have a very comfortable extraction here. And I mean, it's not like they're worried about time, right? They still have 1 minute left on that extraction, so they could actually look to fill up their coffers with as much as they can find here.
Brutal. That is, we call that overcooked in the biz. It felt like MW was overcooking some sort of rotation and was just kind of out in the open. Didn't have any intel, didn't know where their opponents were. They knew generally they needed to be around the extraction point, but didn't have the intel of where they actually were on the map and just get cut down in rotation. I mean, that wasn't even close, unfortunately, but FX were able to get a couple more kills. That's nice value for them, and especially because they're getting out, all three getting out. Turns out FX are the big winners in this one. The only team to not bring in a Tempest find themselves as the last team on the map. We take those if we're FX. That'll be very solid loot value, kill points to secure third place overall. That'll put them in a good position to play for the mana break in the next round.
Yeah, and that's the kind of setup that you want to have coming into these final few rounds. And yeah, there we have it, right?
That guy flexing for the camera? That's crazy.
FX, a successful extraction is going to be coming their way as well. And I mean, Leviathan, they are going to be feeling pretty stoked about that, right? Getting that Mandel brick decoded and essentially getting it for free.
Getting the brick for free, yeah, it didn't feel like it was free at first because there were so many teams around them, but they kind of stopped each other from playing for the brick. Everybody was fighting on the low side. People were getting third-partied. And it's the kind of age-old story, you know, I don't want to hype up Space Station Gaming too much because they've already got egos the size of the moon, but it's very well worth it. They were the best team yesterday, and Leviathan is the best team on this map with a single kill, but they got the brick, so well earned. But what Killzone said in the interview is true. Their motto is that you can't rely on other teams to fight for you, right? You can't rely on other teams to take the brick away and reset it. You have to do it yourself. And this last map felt like everybody was waiting for somebody else to make a move. Oh, we have time to rotate up to Central Command because somebody else will reset the brick and we'll get there late. No, you don't have time. Leviathan get the brick first. They put the brick in the coding station and they get it for free. Big map from Leviathan. Yeah, they got a kill. That's nice, but they got the brick, and that's most of what matters. But FX clean up everybody else. 7 kills is a ridiculous total there in map number 4. That's 7 kill points. That's going to put them leaps and bounds above.
Look, Aaron has the thing. He has 2.1 mil. That's Enhu's, this in his thing.
But also, that's 5.6 mil in technicality that they earned, and they all got out. DK, that's a giant game.
Yeah, I mean, they are going to be
There's
smiling
2
when it
flight
comes
recorders.
to the economy and the available assets that they have. It is insane, but what's also insane is Damiyozo's play here. 6 kills going his way. I mean, Fluxo doing an absolutely phenomenal job. As you can see, Damiyozo again coming through with the damage, just absolutely representing for his team. 747 damage. They were just absolutely menacing out on the battlefield here.
That's right, and FX, again, you can see them leading the assist category as well, playing as a team the entire time. Makes a ton of sense to me. Finding solid amount of assists. Piltora finding nice one as well. Saw Piltora get paid on a flank earlier in the competition, finding a kill of his own. So MW showing signs of life for sure, but unfortunately unable to string together too many good games. They're still going to be near the bottom of the leaderboard. FX up at 3rd place. And here are the top asset earners. It's all FX, except for Loud. because we have 4.2 from Uemura and Fernandez at 3.5 as they extract. Loud picks up 2.3 because he had that black box in his safe box, if I remember correctly. So that's a solid amount of value considering he didn't make it out of the map.
Yeah, unfortunate that, of course, we only saw that one black box being picked up. But what's not unfortunate is our MVP. It's none other than Tamiozo picking up 2 million worth of assets, 6 operator kills, and an absolute insane amount of damage being secured here as well. So, yeah, Fluxo, they had a pretty decent run on our very first Space City here today.
Yeah, solid map. Again, I think they let everybody else kind of do the dirty work for them, and then they're able to pick up the trash. So it worked out in this map in terms of getting points. They need a brick, though, and they need to be playing for the brick. They were way too late to get engaged. Well, everybody was way too late to engage. Everybody thinking somebody else would do the work for them. Take the game into your own hands. Grab the game by the throat and hopefully get that mana brick. That is the only win condition on this map right now is you got to have a mana brick. Folks, we're going to take a very short break here in the booth. When we come back,
Hello,
we'll
Asian. How are
Space City
you?
again, and we'll have 2 teams that could close it out in Game 5. You're not going to want to miss it.
Two members, now the odds are in their favor, 2v1. Everything getting spammed away, and NT getting a little... So hang on a second, NL! Look at that! It's an absolute swing! This... And you just gotta know that they're here. Lines them up, even through the shot. You're nuts! For the last remaining 3 BOB, they find 2 instant knocks. The Elm's gonna be hopping off that.
For some, success is measured by bodies in bags. Maybe that's it then. But to me, it's measured in hearts that keep beating. You with me?
This skin would go really nice with that ASVAL skin. The ASVAL Mandelbrick skin. The one that released with Raptor.
The enemy got the Mandel bricks. Find it. Stop them. Mandel bricks decoded. Nice work, operator.
The time to strike is now. Do not let me down, operator.
Decoding has begun. Defend the area.
Is about to take the first brick of the tournament. They're going to do it.
What goes around comes around.
Oh, I'm not gonna do very much. Though. You get barrel stuff. Skydie is getting aggressive.
See what I did there? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Let's knock them off their feet.
There we go. There it is.
Welcome back, Delta Force Rise Series, Day 2, Week 1, Americas. And
Like,
we've
it
got
feels
two
so
teams
strange
with a Mandel
that
brick. A dominant
that
performance there
two
from
teams are on
Leviathan
match
to
point,
pick
you
up
know?
the second Mandel brick here on Space
I guess
City.
it's
Just wrapped
different
up
from
map
what I'm
4,
used
moving into
to,
map 5,
because
Space City yet
for something like
again. Let's take a look
Valorant
at the
or
scores.
League of
It's not close
Legends,
at the top.
there's
We
only
have
two
that,
teams.
of course, are at the top because of
But
the
now
Mandel
it's
brick. But
like,
Leviathan
you have
takes
so many
commanding
teams,
lead over everybody else
so
with their squad points. But take a look at Fluxo. FX moved up the leaderboard dramatically after a banger last map, picking up 7 kills. 7 kills in the last map. They had 5 total in all the maps before
okay,
that.
they have to
A
lock
huge
in the
jump for
next
them
2
as we get into
maps or else
Space
they're
City again.
cut.
2 teams can close it out. But if FX get a brick, watch out. They could be near the top.
Yeah, and that is what the race is going to be for, right? To see, firstly, who can get their first break or who could wrap it up right here. 2 teams are going to be looking to play for that match point, so there's going to be a lot of riding on the line here. As you can see, everybody has played their Tempest so far, so it's going to be interesting to see what the operator choice is.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is like the default, like, best statistical composition.
Some teams that may say, hey, we're going to go at least one more, so let's save our last Tempest. I think that's a mistake. You got to play for the game that you're on right now. You need to play for the win, for yourself. Don't rely on anybody else. Should see a Tempest from most of our teams. Quick look at the spawns, though. Get a chance to see who could potentially be a T1 spawn going into Space City. Could be Team Liquid this time, getting to the brick first, but we'll see as the players are already loading in. Let's jump straight into the match. All that hypothetical, all the hypotheticals on what they could run and how they were running it is all about to be answered in just a moment. I'm looking for highly aggressive plays. Take control of the game. Put fate into your own hands. Let's get the brick. Let's start the decode. The 2 teams that have gotten the brick first in each of these 2 rounds and put the brick into the decoding station first have gotten the brick. There has not been a single Mandel brick steal at a decoding station in the entirety of Day 2 here with Americas. MW get T1 spawn. They're going to be at Westgate, already smoking, trying to get through as fast as possible, as Dormitory is probably going to be hot on their heels. Team Liquid looking for some early engagements from a distance, and they'll get it. Crisp goes down. If they can somehow find him through the smoke, that'd be a nice start for Team Liquid.
Well, that is exactly what we want to see have happen here. And of course, meanwhile, MW, right, with their T1 spawn just casually strolling forward into that center position. But I like the heat, I like the sweats, and again, right, this is the second round in which we see Team Liquid and Team Nadeshot getting into a very early altercation. So, yeah, I mean, previously it was Nadeshot that got the jump onto Team Liquid. It does seem like Team Liquid is going to try and turn the tables on.
That was a huge pick from them.
We've all played Space
But
City,
now they're trying to make the play.
each other very quickly, so you do
Oh,
have to be
they
very
got the
careful right when you
res.
hop into the map. FX even going for a swim here to potentially make a big flank or catch somebody by surprise as they're actually rotating all the way down towards where Tamiozo is on the south side, going towards bridge maybe. Team Nadeshot have stabilized though. They're going to make their way towards mid-map and join the likes of MW.
It's very unlucky they didn't get that pick.
Seeing a Tempest from everybody but Team Nadeshot. They elected to not bring a Tempest in, running D-Wolf, Shepard, Aluru. Everybody else has a Tempest to play with right now. Team Nadeshot thinking, because we already have a brick, we can actually pull it, lay off a little bit, and potentially save it for the next round. See if that works out for them.
Yeah. It's going to be absolutely crucial here that gold ammo is going to help quite a bit, especially for the teams that are going to look to apply quite a bit of pressure now, moving up towards that Mandel break. But it does seem like BTH
Brother
and
Ratchy, how are
NW,
you?
both teams getting exceptionally close. But it's going to be NW, the first one to get their hands on that brick, and off they go. Unfortunately, though, Leviathan and, of course, the side of Team Nadeshot, those are going to be the squads that want to try and secure this decode. So I'm curious to see if anybody is going to look to change hands this time around.
Well, there's nobody within a country mile besides BTH. BTH are right across here. They are. They're on the way over, but they're nowhere near. I mean, they're still working their way through Black Chamber right now, looting up as they go.
Listen, how are you?
Totally unconcerned that MW have gotten the brick and planted the brick. Yet again, could we see another free brick? Because everybody else is looking for kills. I don't know.
Everyone is outside again.
Find out.
What is happening?
Early blood on Team Nadeshot, but are now looking at Leviathan rather, across the way, thinking if they want to engage this or maybe make their way back towards mid-map.
The ISM will come out them.
A very interesting day that we've had so far, with the teams not placing that much importance over onto the Mandel break. I mean, of course, right, all the teams getting their hands on these free D-codes, those are extra points for them come end of day. So I wonder at which point the teams are going to look to maybe change this up and kind of shift a little bit of that focus back onto the Mandel bricks as well, right? I mean, those are essentially the most important bits. As we just see the shots now raining down on towards BTH. One of their players getting propped on down. Confirmation not in just yet, but there is going to be still quite a bit of an opportunity here now for FX to rain down a bit of chaos onto BTH.
Is it controlling? Oh no, this is like...
Yeah, BTH losing one. Chris taking down the boss. Not a ton much else going on. BTH just got caught in transition. And still no one near the Mandel brick. I mean, nobody's even close right now. BTH are still chilling in Black Chamber. They're the closest to the Mandel brick, and they lost Ka to the team from the distance. So from FX, and they're not even going to be able to get this full res either. Like, what a weird map already. FX again finding one from distance. They are shooting this game. Team Nadeshot, Chris going down again. But finally, FX getting a little taste of what they've been dishing out. BTH finding an angle to take down Fernandez.
Well, let's see again, they follow through on this. Is going to be pretty low here, but he is going to try and push up with that ulti to see if maybe he can bag and snag himself a little bit of some here. Oh, but Damiozo.
And they killed him on the recon. Nice guy.
Enjoying that a little bit, maybe too much. He's just like shaking his head and laughing all over the place. So Jaco quickly retreating back, getting himself properly healed up. But I mean, this is just a lot of pressure being applied here on the outskirts.
No, but why are they shooting them? If you want the... Oh, they're trying to defend it? I don't know.
Unfortunately, while they were trying to rotate over to the Mandel brick, Leviathan has picked up 2 members of
This is
Team
50
Nadeshot.
seconds.
Team Nadeshot is down to a solo, Crisp, who's on D-Wolf. Everybody else on their team's done. So the chances of Crisp getting to this decoding station for free is basically 0. You can see him underground. This is about to be our 3rd free brick in a row. What is happening in the C and D groups? Everybody content to go for kills and just say, yeah, we'll figure it out when we get there. Nobody has any ideas who actually is decoding this. They might have a general idea based on who they're fighting. But MW The only pressure now coming from Leviathan and now FX coming up ramp, but somebody's got to make a move for the decoding station right now. 14 seconds on the clock. BTH back to a duo, but they're nowhere to be found. Leviathan going to try to barrel stuff their opponents, and MW goes back towards where the brick is, trying to stay alive, but he goes down. Leviathan able to get it in the final second. Yes! Perfect play at the right moment. No longer will there be free bricks. Leviathan is trying to win it right here, right now. They steal the brick, and we're back to 3.5 minutes.
Waited quite a few rounds to get to this point.
I got a breakfast. I did.
Change hands for the first time here
That's
today, but now
8:30
it's
for
gonna be
me.
FX.
DM.
Looking to beat
10:30.
MW
10:30. I
and
keep forgetting to change my
coming
clock
in here, but
on my
now it's still
laptop, on
fighting the shoulder of the
my
bracket to
PC.
see what he can
My
do.
phone is the only thing
FX
that
up
auto
to a
changes my time.
solo. It's quite a bit of pressure now riding on the shoulders. Let's see, can they kind of piece this one back together? In fact, they do have that duo up looking to defend, as they are going to try and sneak their way up to steal that mantle break back yet again. And I love this change up here.
This is a great play from FX. They've been playing ramp this entire time. We talked about ramp being a winning condition for this decoding station. They've got a lot of power right now over the map because of the sight lens they're able to hold. They know they're not getting flanked. They've got that covered. They make the move right when Leviathan loses a member to Team Liquid off screen. Team Liquid is playing slow, but is actually working this time. They're letting others do the dirty work for them, and finally it works. They pick up one member of Leviathan who can't go back to steal the brick yet because they're so worried about getting shot in the back. The only team not worried about getting shot in the back right now is FX, and they now have control of the mantle brick decoding station. A big spot to be in, but MW have fully restabilized. Expect to see a couple more steals try to come in when these Tempest ults come off cooldown.
Yeah, it seems like there's going to be some pretty high stakes at play yet.
Okay, Mendo.
Feeling that heat now.
Good tag.
With one. Not quite sure Socio is going to be able to do anything, but Crisp just cooking it up.
No.
Getting beautiful trades.
Crisp is 1 HP.
Nate shot to try and get themselves back into contention.
And Lord Jocko off screen has picked up the last remaining member of Leviathan. Everywhere Leviathan tried to run to and hide, they got shot by a different team. I think every single one of their members died to somebody else. The Leviathan are out of this map. They cannot close things out. And Team Nadeshot have stabilized to some degree as a duo now after getting that res and getting the kill on Mindo. Doing a really good job here to actually be able to be a player on the map at all. Now, FX have taken down the ulting Tempest from MW, Pildora, who was trying to make a play. And now that they finally have some pressure on their back, this could be a moment for somebody else to go for the steal. MW maybe could make a play for the brick right now while BTH is coming up ramp and contesting FX. They're not even contesting them. They're starting to kill them. One member of FX down. The second, though, answering back on the ulting Tempest from BTH. It's still a fight. We've still got a game in our hands.
Okay, Aaron got one. Let's go, Aaron.
Shot off screen as well. Getting a bit of revenge.
Oh, absolute upsets. It doesn't seem like things are going to end here.
Yeah,
in
a
round
good
number
trade.
5, the pressure now starting to mount up. So you can see FX trying to defend this mantle brick as best they can. Trying to cover all
Okay,
the
now
possible
they're
angles, but
looking.
there's so
Aaron
much heat
and the
coming
hot
through here.
sick.
You can see BTH also getting up on the boxes, looking for the
I
angle.
want to see
And
Aaron.
could get this one locked in.
What
This
are
could
they
be
doing?
BTH now coming up for the steal.
Good move. They've got a full team of 3, and they're able to push all the way up to these boxes because FX have closed around this decoding station. They have to be able to look at it, and unfortunately, they're getting shot in the back. A miscom. Unfortunately, can't get both somehow. Uemura is able to stay alive. FX still have a position with 20 seconds left. MW are too slow. They've taken down one member of FX. Gotten the cleanup, but BTH go down. They're all wiped. Smile comes in and cleans them up. FX gone, though. A full wipe on FX means a paused timer. Smile from Team Nadeshot, the hero. Still a chance as a solo to win this whole competition now, but he is the hero here to keep the game going. FX should have gotten that brick, but just a tiny angle from Team Nadeshot.
Ah, they res
Pick
Mendo.
up the last remaining member of FX. Pause the timer. No one in control of the brick, and whoever retakes it, DK, is going to reset it to 3 minutes. 2.5.
Ooh.
Okay.
Team Nature.
This is huge.
They tried to pull off a quick, sneaky revive there, but unfortunately, they were just absolutely.
Okay,
flushed by
now
Team
this is where
Liquid,
they
and now
win.
It's between Team Liquid and, of course, the side there of MW to see which one is going to be the team to walk away with Mandel Brick here on round number 5. A lot of pressure still riding on either of these shoulders here, but only one team can make it out to the finish. Beautiful utility coming through, and there's going to be a full set now from MW right out the door.
Rapids was able to find Mendo. Team Liquid in a 2v3. MW getting
There's
extremely
two on
aggressive.
top.
They have the decoding station. They started that decode. And they're now in a true 3v3 as Mendo gets picked back up by himself, I believe, on Tempest. This is it. A 3v3 for the Brick. It will not be the end of the game. Neither of these teams have
We're
a Brick
cheering
yet,
for Team Liquid.
but it will put them in a position
I love it.
to be able to play
Like
for the win in the
Irene.
next round.
Yeah,
We are
esports
assuredly going
built
to
that.
Game 6 no matter what. Question is, who will be in the top half of the leaderboard and who will remain on the bottom half? Or if it's anything like the MEA, there's a chance that nobody gets it. Unlikely, but possible.
Don't even start with that, but let's see what Team Liquid is going to look to bring to the table here. I mean, I like the position coming through there from Boy as they do gather some decent information, but is it going to be enough for them to make the play here? There's only a few seconds left on the clock as we are about to hit 45 on that clock now. This is going to be go time and a quick strategic smoke coming through there. Team Liquid now.
Okay, good pick from
So
Mendo.
far, picking up something along the way.
Yeah, Loud slightly out of position and punished for it. It's the 3v2, but MW have 28 seconds, and they're just praying that Team Liquid will be a little bit too slow to play for this. We know that they won't. They're going to get here in time. The question is, will they be alive? Hotzik goes down. That's one.
No.
Where's the second barrel stop?
Yes.
Mendo making a huge play
Yes,
right
go.
now. Down goes MW.
Go, go,
Team
go.
Liquid win the fight.
Yes.
Hotzik able to pick him up before he goes to yellow. Team Liquid will get the Brick and wipe the lobby.
That they can't
They will join the
extract.
ranks of Leviathan and Team Nadeshot at the top of the leaderboard with the man.
But they got the brick. That's what matters.
But I have a feeling Team Liquid.
They could probably
will
send
figure
one person out,
they're
no
the last
bag.
Team in this lobby, and if they can quickly loot fast enough, they might be able to stuff those safe boxes with enough loot to get out of this map positive with a brick and potentially be at the top of the leaderboard, outscoring in total points Leviathan with the amount of kills they were able to find on this map, where Leviathan struggled.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a phenomenal setup for them right here. So the pressure is going to be on. I think they're slowly coming to the realization that they are the only team left here. I mean, I'm not quite sure if they're even going to potentially try and get an extraction going here. I'm not quite sure if there is going to be enough time left on the clock, especially not looking at where they are currently situated. I don't think it's going to be all too easy to pull off. But, I mean, at the end of the day, right, that 3x3 is going to be the saving grace.
No, they can definitely get one person. You only need 2 minutes. You only need 2 minutes to get one person out. They're gonna maximize their loot and send one person out.
They're checking to see who they were. Once you see that, oh, there's this team dead, this team's dead, this team's dead. Wait, we are last. This is everybody. And then they can go back for the loot. This is where they can start putting those safe boxes up to maximum capacity. Like you mentioned, no, they won't be able to get out. If they truly believed that they were the last team in the lobby and they were 100% sure of that, they could have started this decode and maybe sent for the levers, but that's just too risky. There's no way you're going for that. So instead,
No, there's no way. Lovers is 5 minutes.
150k a piece.
Is there something I don't understand? Lovers is 5 minutes.
You could see at least one player, or should
You
see
get
one
one
player
person
go out of
out.
test workshop as well. So they should extract with at least one, and otherwise it's all about safe boxes.
Let's go.
Nice play here, and still 3
That's
minutes
it.
left on the clock, and there's a lot of opportunity here now for them to try and just gobble up as much group as they can find here. And it's going to be a frantic search session here, as you can see. Team Liquid trying everything they can, looking to fill those boxes up all the way to the brim. And, I mean, you pointed out, right, if they get enough of that, they are going to be able to potentially knock on the door here of Leviathan to see whether or not they can overtake that pole position. But that means, come round 6, they're going to have to play a near-perfect Space City.
And throwing the recon arrow just to be safe here from Mr. Mendo. And as he runs, he's feeling more and more certain he is last on the map. As expected, going to send one player out via test workshop. That's going to be Mendo. Just good news, he'll be able to keep his gold gear moving into the next round. Should see him stay kitted in gold moving into round 6. Otherwise, These guys are just checking every safe box they can. Maximize value. Most likely going to keep mostly ammo. Those gold stacks are quite expensive, but if you can find anything worth your time, might as well change out whatever stacks you have for something nice and juicy. But there's the extract from Mendo. A fantastic map for Team Liquid to be able to pick up the brick.
Let's go. Huge
Strategy has
plays.
worked though today. Of wait for everybody else to trade hands, steal the brick, get chaotic. And we come in and clean up the mess. It worked this time. I'm not sure it'll work again. It won't work every time, but when it does work, it is an extremely valuable map because of this very reason. Loot up and do whatever you want.
Well, strategy is going to be paid
Hold
off at the end
up.
of the day here for them. And this is going to help set them up moving into the next round, right? It is going to put them on a little bit of an easy pacing here, but yeah, still going to make sure that they can find as much as possible.
They
just
can't
under a
take it
minute remaining.
out. Unlucky. If they saw that there was an arm, they might have been able to take it out. But they don't have the ammo for it. Never
To
mind.
ensure that there's a little bit of value going their way. So good strategy coming through from the side here of Team Liquid. I mean, boy, just admiring the absolute beauty of the floor there, right? Those tire marks just so magnificent to stare at.
I do want to give a huge shout out to Leviathan. I do know that they kind of got slammed this map. You got to remember, though, Leviathan's the only reason that we even had a game. MW got the brick, started the decode. No one showed up until Leviathan did. They're in the final second they were able to steal it. There was 1 second left when they finished the steal. Maybe 2. And what's so interesting, too, with the new changes is that nobody gets a notification if it's one of the teams that can close out the tournament right there. There's no match point notification anymore if you're the one that puts the brick in the decoding station. So, my goodness, there's a lot of trust in your opponents to be able to make some plays. Leviathan keeps the game going, and Team Liquid reap the rewards for it. Moving into Game 6, we have half the lobby with the mantle brick, half without. Half the teams can close it out in 6 games, and half the teams praying that we go to 7. I feel like it always goes this way, but Team Liquid will absolutely be the best team. They pick up 2 full team wipes, 6 kills, mantle brick, 5.1 mil in total assets gained because they got Mendo out, plus those safe boxes. My goodness, that is a heck of a game from Team Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely did quite a bit of work here, all the way back to 1991. It feels like just the other day, but you know, 5.1 mil is going to sit quite comfortable alongside them here. And I mean, what a good run. But now it is all going to be work, work, work as we step onto the next graphic here. As you can see, those eliminations, though, coming in pretty hot. Nate Shot, Fluxo picking up 4 either side. Leviathan and, of course, BTH capitalizing on 2, and MW finding themselves that first or only 1 elimination. Team Liquid, though, going to be the rising star here with 6 kills to their name. Mendo still managing to get that extraction going, and a really good run for them. And of course, no surprise to see Mendo also then being our top killer here with 3 kills next to his name. But of course, looking at Fluxo, also bringing in 3 there as well.
Yeah, you got to remember FX, they had some really nice plays from the backside of the map. They had control over the brick in a really strong way over ramp, and they found a ton of kills, basically flanking the rest of the teams from the south side coming up ramp, and then getting
Any
control
streamers
ramp.
in
I thought
this?
FX could
Aaron.
get the brick,
Aaron
but
and Mendo.
based
They
on the way
both stream.
BTH was able to just full tilt, full send at the same time that Team Liquid was
Yesterday
swinging around
we
the
saw
other direction, and the last
Equal.
remaining members of Team
We
Dave's out over there.
saw.
There's a fun kind of
We saw
final finish.
Device.
Fighting for that
We
mantle
saw
brick, but Mendo still
Meg.
finding himself at the top of many
Yeah,
of these
there's tons
leaderboards
of
with
streamers.
Fox helping them
About
out.
maybe half of yesterday I knew who they were. Like, they're my friends. Yeah, Equal was Equal played yesterday. He got 2nd place yesterday and 1 MVP.
We're going to
I'm doing my
game
attacks right
6.
now, so that's why my model's
Does
that.
it
Don't look at me.
close out here, or do we go to 7 again? Woo. Our MVP
Is
Mendo.
Warren?
He's
I haven't seen
showcasing
him
why
yet.
The fans love it, man. A lot of folks came into the stream today. We're cheering on Mendo and Team Liquid.
I don't
They're right
know.
where you expected them, near the top
Only
of the
UK's
leaderboard.
not
Here's
there,
DK,
bro.
3
I would
kills,
get
2.6
instantly
mil, plenty of
clapped.
damage, some
I would.
assists.
They
He's
would
doing it
just
all.
farm me for
Yeah,
points.
rightly so,
It's
and of
not
course, yeah,
even.
Josh going
It's
out to
not
Mendo
even
for that performance.
close.
But now it's going to be the big kicker. The big question that we will have to have answered here is, what will round 6 hold for us? Because the first 5, it was a whole mixed bag of surprises.
That is right. The mixed bag of surprises is not playing out the way we thought it would. There's some aggression. There's some slow play. There's a lot of everything. And I like the chaos, folks. You saw it right there. Make sure you go follow Delta Force on all major socials and join. Go play the game, man. We got to download the game and get onto it. It is free to play. It is so much fun. But our competitive format is a ton of fun to watch as well. We're going to take a very short break here in the booth. While we do, check out the brand new Delta Force Rise Series website. You can find it in the Twitch panels down below. You can check out all the standings, the schedule, and everything you need to know about what's going on here. When we come back, half the teams can close out in 6 and half the teams praying for 7 games. We'll see which it is in just a moment.
Two members, now the odds are in their favor, 2v1. Everything getting spammed away, and NT getting a little... So, hang on a second, NL! Look at that! It's an absolute sweep!
I don't think Warren is in it. I don't think he got signed. I could be wrong. If there's more tomorrow, then that's good. Oh my god, we're bandage you 50% at sleeping. That's okay. I'll give you better builds.
We can't hold them off! Fall back! Move! I'll cover you!
I feel like it's a dry time to pull you back in. Don't get addicted, right? Just play the game, whatever, you know? I feel like you also, every time you guys play, you guys are like surrounded by hackers. I never get hackers.
I'll get you out of here.
I just never get that experience. I don't know why.
Success is measured by bodies in bags. Maybe that suits them. But to me, it's measured in hearts that keep beating. You with me?
I'd be in toxic lobbies. I don't think they have matchmaking like that. There's no way. It could just be... Yeah, I don't know. You also play on zero dam. It's not like you're playing prison and you're giving cheers every lobbies. Like you're playing prison every game, and that kind of makes sense. But like you're playing zero dam. Like I never get cheaters on zero dam. I get like one every like season. Hello Winnie, how are you? I was doing my Clash of Clan attacks.
The enemy got the mantle bricks. Find it. Stop them. Mantle bricks decoded. Nice work, operator.
The time to strike is now. Do not let me down, operator.
Decoding has begun. Defend the area.
Oh dear, all my builders are back to building. As the match is good. Team Liquid is like dominating after last game. Sign your life away for a week. Okay, bye hip, rest well. Did you have fun on Apex?
Welcome back, Delta Force Rise Series Day 2, Week 1 Americas, and we just wrapped up Game 5, going to 6 games at least. Team Liquid find their first mantle brick, and they find their way near the top of the leaderboard. I don't know if they made it all the way to the top, but it's going to be dang close. Let's see. Ooh, just barely missing out in second place currently, DK. Leviathan holding on.
They're really close. It's very winnable for Team Liquid now.
Looking great. Leviathan definitely doing some hard work here. But yeah, you got
Trying to get the gold. Okay, good luck.
Crammed it all in that boss round. So it's all gonna rely on what comes through on round number 6, right? Who is gonna be the GOAT here? Is it going to be Leviathan? Is it going to be the side of Team Liquid? Or could it maybe be Team Nadeshot to step up and steal this one away? But it also could be Fluxo, BTH, or MW to get their hands on that mantle brick. So there is so much uncertainty going into this play. And it's all going to come down to...
They don't have Tempest anymore, so it's cooked.
Well,
They're done now, okay. Enjoy your food. Rest a while.
3 teams on brick, 3 teams not. But let's talk operators. This is my favorite part of the show because we're on to map 6, which means we are the most limited operators yet. Everything resets for game 7. And again, I shouted this out before, and I want to give a huge shout out to Team Nadeshot. I like this play here, not taking Tempest in the last round. They were counting on somebody else to get the brick, take us to game 6, and now they have the best chance to double brick. They got their brick in Brackish, and now they're here in Space City, moving into game 6 as the only
Right now it's very dangerous with no
with it, DK.
I mean, this could be a big play indeed coming through for them, and especially looking at the fact that they have a potential T1 spawn coming their way. So, there could be a lot of pressure and surprises coming through here. And I mean, this could be
Thank you, Wendy. Rest well.
That Tempest angle, right? I mean, looking at the loadouts that we could be having here, we did see quite a few teams already locking in those golds. So I'm not quite sure what the spread is going to be, and you have to be very careful and decisive as to how you approach this one, because as you said it, right, it's a 50-50 coin toss. There we go. As it could be one of the mantle brick teams to get it, or it could be one of the other half of the lobby to steal the show here. So yeah, so much riding on this round.
All right, quick look at the operative choices on the left, while Leviathan very safely tries to cross this bridge, the pipes, without getting cut down. You gotta be very timid crossing those pipes. If you just full send, full tilt, there's been oftentimes where teams are getting full wiped on those pipes if you're not careful. So you gotta smoke and run. Teams are used to it at this point. Same thing happening at Westgate. Just making sure everybody makes it out alive. But here's a look at the loot, and this is what I wanted to shout out. One, from Team Liquid, you see Mendo bringing in the gold that he was able to save in the last round. Team Liquid already used their gold, so Mendo will be the only one with it. But he's going to be dropping a gold helmet for probably
My Hatsik has no army.
He's being dropped armor just because Mendo has a ton of cash. That's why it looks like he's coming in with nothing. They'll be dropping that off rip, off spawn. He's already got that in his inventory. But FX have a few golds of their own still in their stash that they're popping out as well. So they've got a nice advantage in some of these fights, having a little bit more life to play with.
Yep. That is definitely an option here for them. And of course, now that Team Liquid has had the go at the Metal Break in the previous round, they were trying to push us straight through it, but Mendo getting absolutely denied.
No.
Oh, we almost, Socio Legend almost got two there. Hatsik is lucky he didn't go down. A couple missed shots that should have been well placed.
If he was using gold, that guy would have died. Hatsik would have 100% died if they were using gold ammo. But because he had gold armor and they had purple, and he just gets delayed.
Pick up their teammate. And also
Oh wait, no, he had purple armor. Oh. Why did he do like 2 damage? Maybe he hit his arms.
Mendo, if he goes aggressive and gets cut down, they still have a chance to res him later in the game.
A lot of opportunities still at hand. Somebody's got to deal with Social.
Hey, this guy keeps cracking them. He does so much damage.
Team Liquid to get a good angle, but there we
go.
He's gonna drive that one home. In fact,
trade.
Mendo getting the play onto Social. So a good trade up coming through there. But what are they gonna do now that they've taken down a little bit of that pressure, right? It does seem
now
like
they can play. They can get the brick. Go, Aaron. Let's go. Okay, you got the brick. Now they run away.
I can talk for a while about that play and why it works so well. The main thing, though, is that Team Liquid just perfectly timed double peeking from opposite sides of the truck. There was no way.
Okay, good toxic gold. You get all 3.
That, Team Liquid was able to not only relieve the pressure, but relieve enough pressure to get the brick. Nobody has a Tempest. Oh,
no.
There. Oh man. That is brutal. They almost got away with murder, and Mendo's going to get cleaned up. There's the yellow timer for Mendo. It was almost perfect. It almost went well.
Put him first.
And Mendo thought he was safe. There was just a
As they did have a Tempest. They burned both smokes for the thing.
Gotta remember, nobody has a Tempest, so the fact that Team Liquid was even able to get the brick there without being contested was so nice, but not quite able to get away with murder. Got punished for their play.
There's only one team with a Tempest here, and that is going to be Team
There's no way they can get Mendo.
Only team
It's going to take them forever to get Mendo.
Number 6. So if any team has a good chance
Saniva game 6.
it could be them, right? This could be the ticket here for Natron to lock it in, especially again the fact that Team Liquid has been brought down to a 2-piece. It is going to hamper their approach just ever so slightly. But again, interesting decision as to where they look to start this decode. And the first steal is going to come through as Leviathan is going to be stepping up to the plate and just quickly getting out of that room.
Coding station indoors this time, folks. Little CQB to potentially wrap up the Americas region here in day 2. Or push us to the next round. Leviathan able to quickly steal, like DK mentioned, and now FX with Saniva looking to make a play.
Lucky. His Casa wasn't on the body.
Game 6, time to get a little weird. It's actually going to be really nice with him. Lord Jocko goes down. It's going to allow FX to push up behind Fernandez.
He doesn't have a hub.
If FX make it all the way to the brick decoding station, Saniva's going to go crazy in that corridor.
That would be an insane play. About to hit us here, but there we go. Lord Jago is going to be confirmed up. Out he goes. BTH now left to the 2-piece here. So it is going to be up to...
Good trade.
Yeah. Good angles getting
I'm really worried about
getting spotted as he starts to push across the
Team
way here.
Liquid, because how are they gonna get Mendo?
Patience from BTH to be able to get
As they
trade
put
there.
in the brick to
Just
like
holding these
move
angles.
pressure to the brick
They
instead
knew
of
FX were
med,
kinda pushed 'cause they
but
felt
they
like
could
had
just
player
sit
advantage
on
as
that
they did,
guy's
and they obviously need
body
to operate around the
until he
rotation, so
until he
felt extremely
dies.
safe. Not the case. Fernandez will be picked back up though. Again, this fight doesn't truly matter all that much, frankly. But there's nothing happening on the brick as of current, or we'd be showing it. Leviathan is alone in Black Chamber right now. Team Nadeshot might be rotating in here shortly, so we should be swapping over there in just a moment. But this is the only fight that's happening as of current.
If Mendo got out, they would have been in such a good spot.
And Leviathan are now all inside of Black Chamber, and Team Nadeshot are able to sneak in. Leviathan not checking this angle, able to go in, grab the steal indoors. This is the efficacy of what Tempest is able to offer. Nice ult there from Slep to put it back into their control.
Oh, they got Mendo back up. Okay, huge. They did just sit on his
They're
body.
not going to be that aggressive.
I definitely would have sat on his body. Because then at least, you know, you force one team to have a lower man advantage.
I'd be very surprised if
Right.
Team Nadeshot lets this one slip through their fingers, but a good angle being held here by Dude. Just trying to wrap around, gets the angle over onto FX, picks up the first one. Is he going to be able to find more? No, not yet. He quickly just falls back into safety. But this is the kind of pacing here for BTH now to start that rampage and apply the pressure. Oh, but unfortunately, there are going to be a man down potentially too.
Soniva is not useful if your teammate goes down.
Oh, he's going to get paid there if he was just a bit more patient. They didn't know he was on this angle, and now he's alone. Toot's going to have to be a hero in a 1v2. He knows exactly, or should know exactly where the weak player is, but Fernandez doing a great job of holding the cross. That is another mistake for BTH. They've been playing so well today. They've been playing aggressive, solid team plays, but this is certainly a mistake. As Uhimura on the bow is able to clean up Ka. Toot's going to have to back way off and think about this fight from another angle. If you're wondering why we're not showing the decoding stage, it's because there's literally nothing happening. Leviathan's just sitting in Black Chamber, waiting on somebody to go for a steal again. Team Nadeshot sitting outside, waiting to use that Tempest ult again to get the steal. And MW sitting inside Black Chamber, not moving. There's nothing else to watch, and so we're just going to watch this fight over and over again. Fernandez gets fooled this time onto yellow. It's going to be a 1v1 against Toot and Ohimura, and I don't know that this matters all that much, but hey, we'll keep watching the fight until something happens over at the brick.
Does seem like Team Nadeshot might be stepping up slowly but surely. Not gonna risk too much just yet, but we do see a few potential angles being held. There we go. Slips quickly sneaking in and gets hit.
Yeah, he was in the middle of the steal, and this time they heard him. Widows was able to turn the corner in time. That Tempest ult is now on cooldown, and there's only 26 seconds. It's going to have to be MW making the play. They have to get extremely aggressive. Team Nadeshot's not going to get there in time. MW need to get inside. It's 20 seconds. Make the play, gentlemen. He's on the decoding station. Can he get the steal amidst the chaos? Here comes Team Liquid coming in the backside of Leviathan. Leviathan's able to strike back, though, and get a few trades on Team Liquid. 6 seconds on the clock. Leviathan Widows has to stay alive. It's the only thing keeping them at bay, but MW, amidst the chaos, able to get the steal. Here comes Team Nadeshot to join the party, and they're able to take down Pildora. But MW
Okay, the brick got reset. W.
Holy moly. We still got a game, but only barely.
Some crazy exchanges coming through across the board here, and of course it is far from being over. It could still change hands multiple times, but FX is going to be our first team now getting taken out after a short little while here. We did see Leviathan, of course, being the first team overall, but now Team Nadeshot, they have that decoding station under control. All they gotta do is try and clear out all these angles, but again, right, it is such a challenging position to be in, especially now looking at the fact that how contentious this decoding station is gonna be for the time being.
Check out Mendo finding Loud. MW down to a duo, and Team Nadeshot in complete control of the brick as of current, especially with MW down.
Mendo. That's a huge pick.
To potentially win this. Leviathan was doing a lot of the dirty work early, getting the brick to the decoding station, taking it away from Team Liquid. but they're actually, like you mentioned, one of the teams that are full wipes. So it's just down to Team Liquid or Team Nadeshot to win it right here. Otherwise, we're going to Game 7. Team Nadeshot, 30 seconds on the clock. And here comes the Chaos. Smile still stays shooting.
Okay, Aaron.
Of this Team Liquid squad as well. Liquid deeply in trouble in Team Nadeshot. They've only lost one.
Oh my goodness, that rocket.
Right now, and they're going to do that on
That
the
rocket could.
There's an opportunity
No,
for Team
Mendo
Nadeshot
dead.
to hold the line here. 10 seconds. It's got to be Hodsick. If it's not Hodsick, it's nobody. Here comes the move from Hodsick, and Slep's thinking twice of it. Hold the brick 1 second. Are they going to get it? Team Nadeshot win day 2.
Ah,
It was chaos.
this because they had the Tempest.
Efficacy once again strikes us in the face. They're the only team that
Alright, now Team Liquid just need 2 kills. If they get 2 or 3 kills, they can get second. Because second and fourth place are completely out. So if they take out BTH, then Team Liquid can win second. Now they're fighting for second place.
There is a potential opportunity for them to maybe still make a bit of an angle, a bit of a play happen here, but it is going to be a very slim opportunity. And in a perfect world, they could secure themselves those 2 extra points, or maybe even 3 points to catch up to Leviathan. And that could maybe help them secure second place, right? Because as we know, they were pretty close with regards to the total amount of kills they had in the bag. So we'll see how this one is going to play out.
If only they didn't both die to the Illyria rocket. If they didn't die to the Illyria rocket, it would have been so good.
I don't know, extract more.
They're just sitting on Aaron's body.
Down rather the rest of the lobby.
Yeah, there's still a lot to play for here, ladies and gentlemen. Team Nadeshot give first. They get double brick. It's 10 points. End of the day, they reap the most rewards. They're going to be tied with Space Station Gaming at the top of the leaderboard after the first 2 days. There's still a lot to play for. Second place could still go to Leviathan. Team Liquid still have a player left on the map. If they're able to stay alive, if they're able to extract, if they're able to get a couple more kills, they could pass Leviathan and pick up a couple more group stage points. Second or third matters a ton. 4th, 5th, and 6th also matters. If BTH are able to regain here, if MW are able to wipe the map, maybe they could jump up. 6th place gets nothing. Everybody else gets a little bit of something. Can't get last. MW need to pop off here if they want a chance to get any points.
Let's see whether or not
MW can't do anything. Like, even if they kill everyone else, they have to kill everyone else and
there's so much riding on the line here for
extract. But you can't even pull the switch.
All these altercations, and we're not going to be seeing anybody going for that extract instead. It is going to be MW pulling the lever.
Yeah.
Is it going to be
it's 4 minutes. Okay.
They need to now just steal all the group that they can find and get a successful extraction.
Hodsick's looking.
Any chance of catching up to BTH?
Hodsick has to get these kills. Look at the leaderboard right now. Leviathan is up out of this lobby, but up on TL. Hodsick needs a couple kills here to hopefully pass Leviathan at the end of Game 6. There's a lot of points that Hodsick could be able to pick up. MW's doing the right... Oh, no.
No, he looked away.
Hodsick goes down. Team Liquid will most likely get...
That's so lucky. They got third, and they did really well.
But my goodness, that is a bummer for Hodsick. Terrible timing, unfortunately, for him. Means he's out of the lobby. And we'll see how the scores are finalized. But what this does mean, MW is doing the right things here, DK. They were able to start the extract. For MW to not get last, they needed to full extract with all 3 players up, and then kill everybody, loot their bodies, and then extract. So step 1 was pull the levers. We got time to get out of the lobby. Step 2, go kill people.
Easy. Right? Almost as easy as pulling the lever, right? So those 2 things are very, very similar in the level of ease that it is to accomplish it.
They could just self-die to make sure this guy doesn't get any points, no?
BTH now looking to get a bit of a play going here as they push forward on towards the players from Team Nadeshot.
Like, is it not mathematically better to just not let them kill you? So they can't get a point?
Each of these kills is worth money. So there is some value in what they are doing here, right? aside from the fact that they are trying to fill their bags with as much as they can and still potentially focus on getting that extraction. But MW right here above players coming through from Team Nadeshot. So there could be an interesting play still at hand.
Reminder, every kill is $50, just raw cash. So even if you're Team Nadeshot, you're looking for these kills 100%. BTH get full wipe, though. They can't win the engagement. MW, they're doing what they need to do. You see that score creeping really aggressively. Team Nadeshot, they've won the competition, but MW, a team just desperately trying not to get last, and they could do more than that. MW is taking all the right steps to potentially get 4th place here. They could even leapfrog FX. They went from 15 points now to 22 because of those 3 kills and the loot that they're getting right now, and they will extract if Team Nadeshot doesn't stop them.
Like if they did just F up
Chance to do the funniest thing.
or like die to like a bot, they would have ensured that this guy who's at the bottom can get more points.
It's going to be a tough one, though. But, I mean, I just want to point out the fact that MW started off this round with 11 points. They are currently on 23. So far, they've been able to farm themselves a decent chunk of change here, getting 11 points secured so far in this round. But it's not guaranteed just yet, right? They have to get a successful extraction if they want to have anything at this point. And you can see them just trying to lock down that extraction point, right? Playing for a little bit of aggression, trying to maybe pick up a trade here or there. But they're going to have to be super, super careful, especially now with Smile still moving about, especially coming through with that Luna.
Smile wants some extra money, man. These guys have worked through a lot of adversity to be here, and now they're topping the leaderboards in group stages, and we're winning the 1v1s. Rapid going down could spell disaster for Mad Win fans. As one of your players does an extract. If he gets a full here, 2 of your players want extract. Woo! He was knocked, able to get out of the lobby. But because they lost one, I don't know if Mad Win did enough. It was extremely close. Team Nadeshot not only won the map, not only got the brick, but they might have played spoiler to Mad Win getting any points. Congratulations to Chris. Smile, slept. Fans at home might be sleeping on Team Nadeshot. The competition may talk trash here and there. That's what they do. But Team Nadeshot stand tall amidst the adversity, and they are first place.
GG's.
Here in week 1 in the Americas region. Well done from the gentlemen to stay calm, cool, and collected. A great play strategically as well from their coach or their IGL to say we're saving Tempest for round 6. No matter what, we'll have a huge advantage, and it pays off. What a call, what a play. A big win to kick off Delta Force Rise.
Yeah, having the Tempest there was insane.
Exciting stuff happening across the board here, but as we know, there can only be one top team come end of the round, and it is none other than the side of Team Nadeshot. And I think Crispa has a very fitting smile on his face right there, right? I mean, they're like, you know what? We did it. We got that second brick. We got it secured. We picked up 3 operator kills as well, and also bagged up 1,300 damage. Absolute insanity erupting all over this round. And I mean, that's what we're here for, right? We want to see these teams really trying to push themselves as hard as they can. But again, take a look at the points.
3rd place is not bad.
Yeah, I mean, these points.
I was just so unlucky that Uluru rocketed both of them.
Out of the map, they get 6 kills. They were doing everything they could to just not get last, because those extra points here could be the difference maker, and you making finals or not.
Aaron killed 3 people. Locked in.
Playing for the man brick. Everybody was playing for the brick. Everybody wanted to win it all, and Team Nadeshot was able to do just that. Pildora from Mad Win does pick up 3 kills, tying Toot with 3 as well. BTH and FX, remember they were fighting for a millennia off screen, basically way far away from the mantle brick. And that fight yielded a ton of value for BTH. Should keep them in a pretty decent position on the leaderboard. But Smile puts up the most damage, playing really aggressive. Doing a great job for this team, man. Really well done. Hazik does pick up the most assists for Team Liquid. They had a chance. Unfortunately, fell just a hair too early. Couldn't jump the brick in time to make a big play. But Hazik doing a great job on the assists.
Yeah, Hazik's done here.
Picking up
in his photo.
FX Fernandez on that Saniva operator, picking up a couple assists. But Loud and Pildora, of course, get out of the map and therefore walk away with most assets.
GG's.
So a good job
They did
trying to get
really
some
well.
value, but I just don't think it was enough.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close, but not close enough indeed. And so, yeah, there's a lot riding on the plays in those final scores to see exactly where our teams ended up. But first things first, is going to be our MVP, none other than Pildora, coming through with those 3 operator kills and a decent bit of bank to go with that. 1.8 million, fooling just shy of turning that into an additional point, but still managing to pack in quite a bit of damage, right? 463 is nothing to scoff at here. So yeah, curious to see what that final result is going to be. The teams, though, I can say they worked really hard today, right? It was a bit weird for a majority of the day, but I'm very happy to see coming into round number 6 that the teams prioritize that Mandel brick and just absolutely try to get as much of it as they could.
Yeah, it was funny. I agree with that sentiment going into the last round or two. In the early games in this match, nobody was playing for the brick, right? It was the teams that picked up the brick and then immediately planted them. Nobody touched them. They were all fighting each other, and kills do matter. And you're making $50 per kill. That's nice to have. But Mana Bricks earn you those group stage points. Mana Bricks will get you to the finals. Mana Bricks will get you some wins in the group stages, and that's exactly what we're prioritized today. So big congratulations yet again for getting a big win here in day 2, but their first day here in week 1 of the Americas region. They're going to be starting out on top with Space Station Gaming tied in 10-point tally after day 1. Congrats to them. We'll see the rest of the placements here in just a moment, but we do have an interview cooking up for you with Team Nadeshot. Should have Crisp on the horn here in just a second. DK, I'm really excited to talk to Team Nadeshot and hear a little bit more about their strategy.
They did really well. GG's.
My goat. How the heck does it feel?
I'll have your back.
I like you. I'm a little bit. But you're having some lag issues. I don't want to restart stream though. Yeah, that's a problem for tomorrow's me. We're gonna call it as well, because the watch is over. Aaron end his stream. Aaron ended. Let's see, who should we say hi to? They might have ended as well. I did though. Or maybe they restarted. We're gonna run into Cyro, because Rennie was playing with Cyro earlier. Okay, hi friends, nice to